Rich Brenner. Well, less than a week after he purchased the team of the late Alan Kowicki, Jeff Bodine put his current ride, the Motorcraft Ford, into victory lane. But it was how he got there that left 90,000 heads spinning in Sonoma. Following a late caution, NASCAR officials restarted the race with only one lap remaining. Bodine, Ricky Rudd, and Ernie Irvin took the green and white flags single file. Then on turn 5, things got interesting. Rudd bumped Bodine and they got loose. But with a great piece of driving, Bodine was able to hold on to the lead and take the checkered flag. Our Alan Bestwick was there.
Jeff Bodine, winner of the St. Mart 300, a one-lap shootout to the checkered flag. Tell us about that last lap.
Didn't need those last cautions, did we? We could pull off a pretty good lead the longer we went. Our car just really stayed good. The other fellows slowed down a little bit, so those last cautions really concerned us, but I knew if I could just get a good start and get up through the top part of the track good and clean and maintain a lead, I could pull it off. It was pretty exciting, though. We got a little crossed up before the carousel and a little pushing and shoving, and made it exciting for the race fans.
And I know the timing of this win was very important to you.
Well, after what happened last week with Kathy and I buying the number 7 team, yeah, it was really an emotional win for me. Everyone is, since Bristol has dedicated the race wins to Alan Kowicki, and of course that's what we did today. But by us buying that team last week and winning the first race out, it was really special. You know, we're all going to miss Alan tremendously in the sport, and so today was really a neat day.
Great drive. Congratulations.
Thanks.
While Bodine, Rudd, and Irvin battled it out for the win, chaos broke out back in the pack, and one of the major participants is our guest this week, the driver of the Joe Gibbs Racing Chevrolet, Dale Jarrett. And Dale, welcome aboard here, but once again, we've got some controversy to talk about, and you were right in the middle of it.
Well, I was. You know, it's an unfortunate situation, only having one lap to go there, and things are close. All restarts are very interesting at Sears Point, especially the first couple of corners that you have to get through there. And you kind of knew something was going to happen, and I was just hoping I wasn't going to be a part of it, but I was, and it cost us some points, but we'll have to go on from here.
Well, it cost you some points. Cost you 31 valuable Winston Cup points. Cost you 2 positions in the standings, and the race, I think it cost you 10 positions. We've got some videotape here. Describe to us what happened, or at least how you saw it happen out there.
Well, it was getting up the hill there to turn 2, and getting my line going, and Kyle Petty came up and hit me, and then Davey was coming by as I was spinning, and we touched there, and touched pretty hard. As a matter of fact, it knocked the shock loose and bent the steering, and as I continued on, I saw right quick that I couldn't steer my car very well. As I got to the next corner, it wouldn't turn, and later Davey and I hit again because he got his car going, but I couldn't steer my car, and so it was unfortunate that that's what really tore his car up later on, but there wasn't anything that I could do. I couldn't steer my car, and Davey and I talked about it, and everything is fine between he and I. It's just unfortunate the whole thing had to happen. We both had good runs going, and then we end up pretty far back in the pack.
Yeah, he was another one that came out a big loser on that. Now, 2 weeks ago, we had Mark Martin on the program, and of course he was shuffled back in the Talladega race, which is the program we had him on right after, and he went from 3rd all the way back to 12th on that wild restart. What's your opinion on restarts with 1 and 2 laps to go?
Well, I think that we certainly owe it to the fans to try to finish these races under green flag conditions. That's what they go to see and see the end. It's just, I think it's unfortunate that we are getting put in that position because, you know, we're going to race as hard as we can right there at the end, and you're going to take some chances because you know you don't have that much time. But NASCAR has an obligation, we have an obligation to finish these races and run as hard as we possibly can. I think the thing that we can hope for more than anything is that no one gets injured and that we can all keep our tempers down.
Can there be a compromise there somewhere?
I don't really think so. You know, you can't predict what's going to happen in these races, and you can't, you know, we're not a organization that goes and says, well, we're going to run 5 green flag laps at the end of the race or something like that. That's not NASCAR racing. We've always done it this way, and I think it's worked out for the best, and it's just competition is so close right now that we get put in these situations. There's so many cars left on the lead lap that things do happen, and I think we all need to just understand that and go to the next race.
And when things happen, they happen very quickly. We'll be right back with Daytona 500 winner Dale Jarrett in just a minute.
Winston Cup Weekly is brought to you by Pontiac. We are driving excitement. Mellow Yellow, there's nothing mellow about it. And by Texaco, star of the American road.
back. This time we get him. STP gas treatment. Cleans intake valves and fuel injectors to help engines run better. STP, the edge.
Yes, race fans, Brian Taylor, famous NASCAR driver, straps on his helmet, revs his powerful engine, and he's off to Texaco for a pack of Max official NASCAR trading cards. A limited edition series, some signed by Davey Allison himself, and featuring the Texaco Haviland Racing Team.
Dad, here's the Texaco.
A few more trips and I'll have all 20 of these. Did you get Davey Allison?
Yes, I did.
You got Davey Allison.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Davey Allison.
They're the wisest guys in the business, and you'll find them here every week. The Sports Writers on TV, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on Sports Channel America, Monday.
There's no history of muscular dystrophy in my family. Why us?
If you think a neuromuscular disease can't strike you, think again. Want to know more? Call us. MDA.
Cable cares about Jerry's kids.
We're reaching out with a helping hand, showing we care.
We're back with Daytona 500 champion Dale Jarrett. That's got a great ring to it, doesn't it? Daytona 500 champion. Never gets old, does it?
Never gets old. I've been asked the question, how long were you on the high? And we're still riding it right now. So it's something that we can be awfully proud of for quite a while, I think.
You're very fortunate in the fact that you've been around two very strong people in your life. Obviously, your mother and your father. Together, we'll count them as one. Your father, of course, a Racing Hall of Famer. And now your current car owner, Super Bowl champion coach Joe Gibbs. You've got some very steadying influences there.
Certainly, and I think one thing that I've learned over the years is to become a winner, you surround yourself with winners and people that have good, positive attitudes, and I certainly have that in both of my parents and also with Joe Gibbs. So he's been a very steadying force in my life these last couple of years, and it's really been a good marriage for us to get together and put this team together, and he's really helped me in a lot of ways, not just as a race driver, but as a person.
I was talking with you the other day, and we're talking about Coach Gibbs getting very involved with racing now that he is retired from football. And you said, yeah, I came back from the body shop the other day, and he was just covered from head to foot with Bondo dust.
He's been a big part of it. He wants to learn something about what each one of the guys has to go through each week in their job at the shop. So he's been back there turning wrenches and spreading a little Bondo on some of the cars that we've had to repair. So he's learning it all, and I think it's good that the guys can see that they have an owner that's really involved and wants to become a part of it and see what they have to go through and appreciate what they do a little bit more.
And the one given about racing, you always have cars that are in need of repair and Bondo. And Dale will be back a little bit later, and we'll talk about night racing at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. But first, let's take a look at the Texaco Top 10. As you see, Dale Earnhardt, with his 6th place finish at Sonoma, has moved ahead of Rusty Wallace in the Winston Cup race. They're followed by Davey Allison, Kyle Petty, and Jeff Bodine.
Yes, race fans, Brian Taylor, famous NASCAR driver, straps on his helmet, revs his powerful engine, and he's off to Texaco for a pack of Max official NASCAR trading cards. A limited edition series, some signed by Davey Allison himself, and featuring the Texaco Haviland Racing Team.
Dad, here's the Texaco.
A few more trips and I'll have all 20 of these. Did you get Davey Allison?
Yes, I did.
You got Davey Allison.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Davey Allison.
Just because you got 2.3 kids. Just because you got a house, a lawn, and a mortgage. Just because you're now a responsible adult. You still know how to have a good time, don't you? The new Grand Am Sports Sedan.
Success in life is the result of preparation and having the right tools. To become the person you've always wanted to be, select Nordic Flex Gold. You provide the effort, and Nordic Flex Gold provides the means to your personal success. You want to develop the poise, confidence, and energy that come from a strong, toned body. And just like these people, you can have that body in just 12 weeks with Nordic Flex Gold. Some people spend a lifetime wishing for a great body. Now with Nordic Flex Gold, you can unlock your potential in as little as 12 weeks. Nordic Flex Gold features linear motion and patented isokinetic resistance, providing results fast, up to 70% faster than with rubber band machines or even free weights. Now is the time to act. Great muscle tone, 3 times faster fat loss, increased energy, as well as poise and confidence can all be yours in just 12 weeks with Nordic Flex Gold. To order or for more information, call now.
Well, this is the time of the year when the rumors start flying about upcoming changes on Winston Cup teams. Fans are curious to know which teams will be left intact after the smoke clears. Well, often lots of good people are left out of work. For the last 3 years, that's been Barry Dodson's story. But as Alan Bestwick found out, it hasn't kept Barry from doing the job he loves.
Racing is a gamble. No matter how much he prepares, a crew chief knows that every race is a crapshoot. Barry Dodson knows that in racing, fortunes are sometimes controlled by fate. 1989 was the year of Team Blue Max. Driver Rusty Wallace and Barry won 6 races en route to a Winston Cup championship. But the champagne was barely flowing when things began to go sour. Beset with financial trouble, Blue Max folded just before the 91 season, leaving Barry job hunting. For the next 2 years, the year-end shop closings continued to follow him wherever he went. First with Team 3 Racing, then Whitcomb Racing with driver Derek Cope.
I could not believe it happened again at Whitcomb. And Team 3, not so big a surprise. The Whitcomb deal, it was a shock. I mean, just an overnight shock. And once again, you're out in the cold, the season's begun, and it's like, you know, why me, Lord, and what are we going to do now?
Barry Dodson's known only one thing all of his adult life, and that's NASCAR Winston Cup Racing. Just when things kind of bottomed out for him, he got a call from one of the legends of the sport, Darrell Waltrip.
We were getting ready to go to Daytona without anybody, really. And like I said, a week before Daytona, the Whitcomb deal folded. All of a sudden, Barry didn't have a job, and we were desperately needing someone. He called, I called, and here we are.
Darrell's been my savior. I mean, we went in over there and I said, look, DW, I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to talk about a contract. I need to race and I need to win. I said, you know, winning is my medicine and I'm starved for it. And, you know, if you need me as much as I need you, everything's going to be fine.
Darrell Waltrip has had so much success in NASCAR Winston Cup Racing. Is it a little awing to work for him, to work with him?
Working for him, you've always got that feeling that I got to do it for DW. I got to work as hard as I can and pay this man back. You know, he's paying me every week, but it's like he's so good to you. It's like I got to do the best I can. He's that good to me. I mean, we got to give it to him. He deserves it.
Barry confesses to being a workaholic. He often stays after hours prepping the car for the next race.
Races are won in the shop, not at the racetrack, and it's where, how do they say, it's where preparation meets opportunity, and we're trying to get that way. If we can get the program up to Darrell Waltrip's ability, he's such a great driver. The program's not nearly as good as he is yet, but it's going to be. We got a great engine program, got a lot of good guys, a lot of youth, a lot of desire. And we're going to get there. I mean, I am bound and determined to win again. I have to do that, and I'm going to do it.
Sometimes fate can take a funny bounce in your favor. For Barry, that bounce has given him a new outlook and plenty of good medicine.
Most of Barry's time this season has been spent trying to get the Darwall team to be more competitive. But when he does get a free minute, you can usually find Barry on the water in his bass boat. Later on in the show, we'll show you some of the things NASCAR is doing to help protect Barry Dodson's fishing holes and the rest of the environment. But up next, we go to a Winston Cup auction for a good cause.
Yes, race fans, Brian Taylor, famous NASCAR driver, straps on his helmet, revs his powerful engine, and he's off to Texaco for a pack of Max official NASCAR trading cards. A limited edition series, some signed by Davey Allison himself, and featuring the Texaco Haviland Racing Team.
Dad, here's the Texaco.
A few more trips and I'll have all 20 of these. Did you get Baby Allison?
Yes, I did.
You got Baby Allison.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Baby Allison. Mom would do when we were really bored.
Baseball, Phillies baseball, Dykstra, Dalton, Hollins, Kruk, the home team, the home field, comedy, Fatal Passion, Material Girls, True Love, Paths to Freedom, the best movie of the year, Home Team Sports, great movies, Prism, one channel, 1 month, one call. Make it now.
Welcome back to Winston Cup Weekly. Anita Bevins joins us. And Anita, the one thing I've always been very impressed with Winston Cup drivers, probably more so than any other group of pro athletes, they are the most caring and giving to their fans.
I think you're right. A lot of people in motorsports are just real class acts. Of course, the drivers care about their cars and they care about racing, but they care about people even more. In this week's Pontiac Pit Pass, we go to the Alabama School for the Deaf and Blind to watch as Kenny Wallace and friends lend a helping hand.
Can you imagine watching a race without sound? Or maybe with sound, but no sight? For the students at the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind, this is the only way most of them can experience a race. So for each of the past 8 years, the school has held Race Fever Night the Friday before the Winston 500 to help raise funds for the school.
Race Fever Night began as a cooperative venture with Talladega Super Speedway and AIDB Foundation to raise private money for the foundation. There's so many things that AIDB needs to educate deaf and blind children that state budgets just won't provide. So we're hoping to raise about $30,000. This will be our goal for this year.
The money is raised through a silent auction, a dinner with the drivers, and a live auction at the end of the night. Any and all racing memorabilia that could be sold was auctioned off this night. Hut Strickland's first ever McDonald's driver suit, Dale Jarrett's Dallas Cowboys helmet, which he wore during his Daytona 500 victory, and a Kenny Wallace autographed Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner.
Oh my God! Autographed vacuum cleaner.
We're fortunate people who have led a really, fortunate life is the way I look at it. And anytime anybody can step out, in the limelight, and help people out, the deaf and blind people, I think it's great. Everybody in every sport does something to help everybody out. So we're here tonight to auction off some stuff and, raise a little bit of money.
The drivers also took some time to meet the students and sign some autographs. Which one was your favorite?
Bobby Dillon. He said he was excited about meeting Davey Allison, and he said that he's enjoyed meeting these tonight and getting their autographs.
This year's event set a new all-time fundraising record of more than $36,000 for the institution, while Race Fever Night gave the drivers a chance to help out the less fortunate, gave the students a night of fun and a lifetime of opportunities.
Rich, I want to show you one thing that we learned from the students at this school.
Well, you signed very well, but what did you say?
Well, this time I'll tell you as I do it. It's just the most important words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Very appropriate. Now, the next question, how much did Dale Jarrett's Cowboys helmet bring at the auction?
Yeah, there was a little bit of interest in this. Somebody paid $1,400 to take that helmet home.
$1,400. You can do that when you're the Superboys, Super Bowl champions, and also the Daytona 500 champion. All right, when we come back, we'll talk more with Dale Jarrett, and that'll be about night racing.
back. This time we get it. STP gas treatment. Cleans intake valves and fuel injectors to help engines run better. STP, the edge.
The Grand Am's great. Well, what happened to the Accord? Yeah. I found out what the Accord really costs. With air, automatic, anti-lock brakes, $19,500. Whoa. Huh? They weren't talking to me. Really? Wow. The Grand Am, they don't give that away. Air, automatic, standard anti-lock brakes, yeah. $5,000 less than the Accord.
$5 less?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you know what that means a month? Got me into a new car.
What are you going to do with the money?
Eat.
Success in life is the result of preparation and having the right tools. To become the person you've always wanted to be, select Nordic Flex Gold. You provide the effort, and Nordic Flex Gold provides the means to your personal success. You want to develop the poise, confidence, and energy that come from a strong, toned body. And just like these people, you can have that body in just 12 weeks with Nordic Flex Gold. Some people spend a lifetime wishing for a great body. Now with Nordic Flex Gold, you can unlock your potential in as little as 12 weeks. Nordic Flex Gold features linear motion and patented isokinetic resistance, providing results fast, up to 70% faster than with rubber band machines or even free weights. Now is the time to act. Great muscle tone, 3 times faster fat loss, increased energy, as well as poise and confidence can all be yours in just 12 weeks with Nordic Flex Gold. To order or for more information, call now.
When you think of recycling, you usually think of A, paper, B, glass, and C, especially aluminum. But as you're about to see, NASCAR has a really slick recycling program that includes D, none of the above. From the ozone layer to recycling, the world's become more concerned with the environment and protecting it. Winston Cup racers have joined in and are doing their part to help preserve the environment. In 1993, Safety Clean, the world's largest recycler of automotive fluids, joined Winston Cup to implement the We Care program in a joint effort to recycle the hazardous byproducts of racing.
Safety Clean provides parts cleaning service for the teams. Most of these teams are our customers back in their race shops. They have our equipment. To have the luxury of having the equipment during an event means a lot to the team.
On a single race weekend, one Winston Cup team uses as much motor oil as the typical family car uses in 5.5 years.
You're looking at everybody here getting rid of about 22 to 25 gallon of oil per race.
Every time a car goes on the track for an extended period of practice, chances are they will change that oil. Flush those lines, clean the lines in the parts cleaner, and dump the oil.
In addition to providing oil recycling, Safety Clean provides oil filter and antifreeze recycling, as well as oil dry absorbent and parts cleaning facilities at every track on the Winston Cup circuit.
100% of a dry gallon is used, re-refined, recycled into a usable product.
We've got a drain plug in the bottom of the reserve tanks. We just pull the plug out and drain it in a 5-gallon bucket and come over here and deposit it just like Richard Bostick's doing right now.
The used oil and other byproducts are picked up at the track by Safety Clean and then transferred to a tanker and driven to the oil re-refining plant in East Chicago, Indiana. It's then tested to see how it can best be reused.
It's made into automotive oil, America's Choice label. As an example, Walmart carries, Kmart. Depending on the grade of the oil, everything's used that we take in, the waste oil. So it could become a cutting oil, industrial use. John Q. Public could have Rusty Wallace or Richard Petty's racing oil component in his oil.
You know, we're just glad to have Safety Clean on board looking out for our people's future.
Really, the great part about this program is that everyone wins. The earth, the team, Safety Clean, you and I. I think they really, though, should market this recycled oil as Winston Cup oil. Just think how that would sell. You could go out and buy Dale Jarrett's oil and put it in your own car. In fact, probably some of it is your old racing oil that's put into a car. But Coming up now, we have the Speed Weeks at Charlotte. 2 weeks of racing, 2 weeks of now what we're going to see, a lot of night racing.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It makes it a whole lot easier on the driver to race at night. The racetrack, you don't get the changes in it as much. I think the 600 will be quite a challenge, starting it in the afternoon and finishing at night. But it's a lot of fun, and I think it's great for the fans and kind of brings us all back to our roots where we got started in this business.
Well, the action we were seeing there was of the Winston of last year, but driving at night, people say the visibility, actually I understand it's better with the lighting they have at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
It really is. It's amazing the job that they did putting those lights up. I was very skeptical about it when I heard what they were going to try to do, but I think it was fantastic. A great show for the fans, and didn't see any problems. You could see the cars better, you could see things on the racetrack better, so everything was a lot better for us.
I think what we're doing right now too is we are peeking to the future, and speaking about the future, we'll continue our discussion of night racing when we talk with the owner of the Charlotte Motor Speedway next week on Winston Cup Weekly.
He lit up the night and made his super speedway prime time. Next week on Winston Cup Weekly, we talk with the king of stock car marketing, the always controversial Humpy Wheeler. And when Kyle Petty goes racing, he depends on another not-so-famous racing family to keep him on track.
We're out of time for this week, but Dale Jarrett, though, you still have a shot at the Winston Million if you can win the Coca-Cola 600 and the Southern 500.
We sure do. We're excited about it. The Interstate Batteries team is pumped up, and the first one to get us is Coca-Cola 600, so we'll be gunning for that.
Okay, thank you for joining us there. That's it for this week's edition of Winston Cup Weekly. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for joining us.
Winston Cup Weekly has been brought to you by Pontiac. We are driving excitement. Mellow Yellow, there's nothing mellow about it. And by Texaco. Stop by participating Texaco locations and pick up your limited edition Davy Allison trading cards.
You will receive cash. Yes, cash for Rolex, cash for Patek Philippe, cash for Cartier. Heritage Estate buyers will pay you cash for these men's wristwatches or the others I will list. Heritage is on a national search for watches. We will help you with cash if you own a Vacheron, Universal Geneve, Breitling, also Audemars, Movado, and Le Coultre. Your watch can be worth thousands of dollars if it's a chronograph, moon phase, or repeater. This is an opportunity for you to receive cash for a watch that's gathering dust in a drawer. Heritage Estate buyers will pay you cash for the fine men's wristwatches we listed, working or not. If you don't call now, you're losing money. Write down our number. We're ready to pay top dollars now. Time means money. Call Heritage now. Call 1-800-238-3100 to find out how to receive cash for your watch. Time means money. Call toll-free 1-800-238-3100. Call now.